Y'all ready now?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're back to session.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, there's a lot of counts on this. You know, how long should you tell me what this agreement is before we start?
No, the agreement is,
I actually don't think it's.
yes, sir, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, give me just 1 second. Your Honor, in case 18, CR 23, he's going to plead guilty to an attempted theft over 250,000.
Attempt?
Attempt.
Is that,
That will make it a B
is that
felony.
count one?
That is count one.
That's being amended?
Yes,
State's amending count one to a B felony, is that right?
that's correct, Your Honor. That would be an 8-year sentence at 30% with an $800 fine.
That is count one for 10. Class B. What kind of fine?
$800.
800. Okay, count two.
Your count two would be theft over 60,000.
Yes.
It'd also be a B felony. It's 8 years at 30% with also an $800 fine.
What's the fine again?
800.
Okay, 800. All right, count three.
It's official misconduct, Your Honor.
Okay.
E felony. 2 years at 30%.
2 years at 30%.
Yes.
Okay.
$200 fine.
$200 fine. All right.
Right. That would take us to switch to case number 18 CR 24.
That's the one with a lot of all the counts.
It is, Your Honor. And with this, the count one is theft over 60,000,
Yes.
B felony, and it would also be 8 years at 30%
Okay.
with the $800 fine.
Okay.
Count two is forgery over 60,000.
When it's count two is okay. Forgery over 60,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. What's that?
That would be a B felony as well. It would be 8 years at 30%,
Okay.
$800 fine.
All right. All right. Count three.
It's a violation of the Water Control Act. There
Is
are-
that three through 57?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And they're all E felonies?
They are all E felonies.
And is he pleading to all of those? That's about 54
Your Honor, we were
counts.
gonna merge those counts.
You're gonna merge them?
Yes.
Tell me how you're gonna do that. What you're gonna merge?
Your Honor, they're all gonna merge into count three.
You count three,
Yes, Your Honor.
so count 3 through 57, violation of the Water Pollution Control Act, or what you're saying the state is wanting to merge those into one count.
That's correct.
One E felony.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right.
Be 2 years with a $200 fine.
2 years and a $200 fine. All right, now how are these two case numbers run together?
Your Honor, the total effective sentence will be 12 years at 30% with.
Tell me how you're coming up with that.
Okay. It is count one in 18 CR 23.
Count one,
Yes, Your Honor, that's an 8-year sentence.
okay,
That runs consecutive with count three, which is 2 years.
all right, consecutive to count two will run concurrent, right?
Yes.
All right,
And then count three in 24 is another 2 years that will run consecutive.
that will run consecutive.
Yes,
One,
Your
two will
Honor.
run concurrent.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're coming up with 12 years.
It's 12 years. There's
Count three.
1 year to serve, followed by probation for the remainder.
12 years, serve a year, state probation or community corrections?
State probation is the way that we have that set
That's your
up.
agreement, all right. And fines, $3,600.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there any restitution?
There is restitution, Your Honor.
All right, what's the restitution?
In case number 18 CR 23, restitution goes to the Rogersville Water Department in the amount of
How much?
$10,991.99.
Rogersville Water Department.
Yes, Your Honor, and that amount does take away the insurance that covered part of the money. That is only what the city water department is still out.
So,
Insurance has been applied.
of course, the insurance company, sometimes they go back.
I understand exactly, Your Honor.
Sometimes that's up to the insurance company. But that puts them whole
That does, Your Honor.
as far as restitution. That's their out pocket.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
And then for the other, there's also another restitution amount in that just to the city of Rogersville, which was for overtime paid. It's $193,635.
$193,600 what?
$35.
$635.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's overtime
That was
pay?
overtime that was paid, however, according to the contract that Mr. Hatchett had with the city, he was not entitled to that. That's the argument that goes.
So, is there any restitution in 24?
There is, Your Honor. That goes to Hawkins County School Board, and it's for
Wait a
$64,800.
minute. Office County School Board was how much?
$64,800.
I didn't hear that last part.
$64,800.
800.
Yes, Your Honor. Now, we will be asking the court, the state is asking the court that in this agreement, that there be a specific monthly payment assigned to Mr. Hatchett, so that becomes part of the agreement as far as once he's released from custody, he would be required to pay a set payment. I don't know if the court wants to do that today, or have a time that he comes back upon release.
We'll have to have time to come back
Yes,
Thank
Your
you,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Well, to know what his situation is or what he can pay.
I know, I'm just letting the court know that that is something that,
What his employment is,
You're asking.
what, he'll have to pay it. But it's just a matter of how long it's gonna be paid. But we'll need to know what his, after he's released from custody, we'll have to have a hearing. State probation, and y'all are gonna be seeing him.
yes,
So
Your
you
Honor.
need to, if he's released, you're gonna know when he's released. And then it's the hearing set, set probation. Not set probation, set the fees. Will you be able to pay him that restitution today?
No, Your Honor, it's not. The state was aware of that.
Is that the, Mr. Bobby, is that the correct agreement?
That is correct, correct, Your Honor. Yes, it is.
So it's gonna be a 12-year sentence, he's gotta serve a year, he's gotta pay $64,800 to the Hawkins County School System, he's gotta pay Rogersville Water Department $10,991.99, and he has to pay, now the overtime, does it go to also to the Rogersville Water Department?
Yes, Your Honor.
$193,635. And then when he's released from custody, we'll have to have a hearing to know what his income and employment is at that time.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
it may be different. I mean, we may be having multiple hearings on restitution, depending on what his employment is. Agreement. All right, does everybody understand what the agreement is? Everybody clear?
Mr. Ratchett, you understand? I do,
All right, raise your right hand, be sworn.
You solemnly swear testimony you're about to give will be the truth, none but the truth, so help you God.
speaking through a mask, I'm speaking through a shield, I've got the mic underneath my shield so you can hear me. If you can't hear me, put your hand up. If you're not sure about something I'm asking, and I may ask you to speak up too, so the school reporter's got to take down everything you say. State your full name on the roll for the court.
Sean Everett Patrick.
You understand the testimony you give must be truthful. If you give any false testimony, you could be charged with perjury.
I do.
How old are you?
82.
What education do you have?
High school.
Can you read and write?
Yes.
Got any difficulty?
Yes.
Anything about your health, physical, or mental condition cause you not to understand what you're doing here today?
No.
You had any alcohol or drugs in the last 24 hours?
No.
You understand what you're charged with?
I do.
All right, you're charged in 18 CR 23 with theft over $250,000. And this occurred between June 2nd, 2016 and August 28th, 2017. That's a Class A felony. The state of Tennessee is amending that charge to a offensive theft over $250,000, which makes this a B felony. The B felonies carry 8 to 30 years, and your range of punishment carries 8 to 12 years. And that carries a fine of up to $25,000. And count 2, you're charged with theft over $60,000 from January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2017. And that is a B felony, and that's punished the same as your attempted theft. Count 3, you're charged with official misconduct between January 1st, 2016 and December 31st, 2017. That you did commit the offense of official misconduct, and that is a Class E felony. E felonies in your range of punishment carry 1 to 2 years and carry a fine of up to $3,000. So in case number 18 CR 23, you're pleading guilty of 2 B felonies, attempted theft over $250,000, theft over $60,000, and then 1 Class E felony, official misconduct. Case number 18 CR 24, you're charged with between September 17, 2011, and December 12, 2017, that you did commit the offense of theft over $60,000 from the Hawkins County Board of Education. And that is a Class B felony, and that's punished with the same as your other B felonies in case number 18 CR 23. And count 2, you're charged with a forgery over $60,000 that you made false entries in books and records between September 17, 2011, December 12, 2017. And that's a big felony, that's punished the same as count 1 in this case. Case number CR 24, count 3, you're charged with violation of the Water Control Act, that you did knowingly file false discharge reports for Cherokee High School, and on September 1st, 2016. Count 3 through counts 57 are all violations of the Water Control Act. The last date of that is December 6, 2017. But all of the state is merging those counts into one violation as count 3. That's an E felony, carries 1 to 2 years and carries a fine up to $3,000. Now, do you understand, before you can be found guilty of these offenses, you understand the state of Tennessee has the burden of proof. They have to prove the elements of these offenses beyond a reasonable doubt before you can be found guilty. You understand the elements of these offenses? You understand the range of punishment and possible fine? Is this your signature on this waiver of rights to plead guilty? Did you read it? Did you understand it? Did your lawyer explain it to you?
No, sir, I didn't explain things, I couldn't see it, but I hear understand. I'll be honest with you when I can. He knows that you read it very carefully.
Your lawyer, you read it, you understand it, your lawyer explained it.
No, he did not explain.
He didn't explain it.
He can't see it.
You can't see, you can.
I know, but I asked him if he had any questions.
So Okay, but you went over his constitutional rights with him.
I did, yes.
That's what's in this, is you have constitutional rights, and Mr. Spivey knows those backwards and forwards after how many years?
44.
44 years of practice, and he's done hundreds of pleas, probably thousands, and he says you can't see this, but he explained it all to you, your constitutional rights.
Yes,
You understand your constitutional
I
rights,
do,
but you read this,
I did,
and you understand,
I do.
okay? Any questions about your rights, or waiving them on this waiver of rights?
No,
You understand you have a right to a jury trial, which no one can take from you unless you waive it.
I do,
You understand you have a right to have lawyer to state proceedings and have one appointed if you cannot afford one.
I do,
You understand that you and your lawyer have a right to confront, cross-examine the witnesses against you, present your own witnesses, and compel them to be here by subpoena.
I do,
You understand you have a right where you cannot be required to give evidence against yourself. You don't have to do or say anything at any time that would incriminate yourself in these charges. If you did go to trial, you do not have to take the witness stand and testify. If you did not, that fact did not be held out against you, and a prior record did not be brought out against you.
I do,
You understand, and this is important, there's a lot of counts here. You understand if you're convicted of any crime in the future, that these convictions can be used to enhance and make that punishment greater.
I do,
It puts you into another range of punishment. You understand that?
I do,
John, I told him in my opinion, I think he would be a career friend. So, he needs to be aware of that.
You understand you have an absolute right to plead not guilty, but by pleading guilty, you give up all the rights I'm telling you about, including your right to appeal.
I do,
You understand, by pleading guilty, it's the only trial, only hearing, you'll ever have in these charges. There'll be no opportunity for you after today to present evidence of your innocence or to plead not guilty.
I do,
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
yes,
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily of your own free will?
yes,
Any force, threats, or pressure of any kind to cause you to plead guilty?
no,
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's on this waiver of rights and plead guilty form?
no,
Is your plea a result of Mr. Spivey going to the district attorney's office and working out this agreement for you?
yes,
Did you and he initiate these negotiations?
yes,
You understand what your agreement is?
I do,
General Hinkle explained the agreement.
Yes.
You go through it. In 18 CR 23, you're pleading guilty in count one to an amended charge of attempted theft over $250,000. The agreement is 8 years at 30%, $800 fine. In count two, you're pleading guilty as charged to theft of property over $60,000. And this is from the Rogersville Water Board. 8 years at 30%, $800 fine. In count three, you're charged with official misconduct, and you're pleading guilty as charged to that. And your agreement is 2 years at 30% and a $200 fine. In CR 24, you're pleading guilty as charged and receiving a sentence of 8 years at 30%, $800 fine. In count two, you're pleading guilty as charged, receiving a sentence of 8 years at 30%, $800 fine. In count three through 57, the violation of the Water Control Act, though the state is merging those counts into count three, and you're receiving a sentence of 2 years at 30% and $200 fine. You're gonna have restitution to the Hawkins County Schools of $64,800, and that's in case number 18 CR 24. In 18 CR 23, you're gonna have restitution to the Rogersville Water Department of $10,991.99. And you're gonna have overtime pay of $193,635 restitution. You understand that?
I do,
And when you're released, there'll be a hearing on what employment you have, what your income, what your ability to pay is at that time. You understand? It's hard to set a figure today when we don't know what the court doesn't know, and you may not know whether you're gonna be employed when you get out of jail or not. But we'll have to have a hearing on that, and then, and there may be multiple hearings over a period of years because of your employment status changes. You understand that?
I do.
As you do better, with more income, you pay more. That's typically the way it works. You understand?
I do.
Is that your agreement that your lawyers worked out, the attorney general's explained, that you all have agreed to the state and your lawyers?
Yes.
Got any questions about it?
No.
Are you satisfied with your lawyer, Mr. Spider?
Yes.
Any complaint about him?
No.
He do everything you want him to do.
Yes.
If you go out here and do something you didn't want him to do.
No.
Anything I've told you don't understand.
No.
Do you and your lawyer agree that a formal presentation of the evidence can be waived and that Luther the state can file a written statement of the evidence to supply the evidence in the case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the evidence, the discovery's been gone over with Mr. Hatchett.
Yes.
And Mr. Hatchett, is that a fair statement of what happened?
Yes.
You feel comfortable in this plea on those facts?
I do.
You agree the state doesn't have to stand up and read all the facts in this today, but they can just file a written record to supply the evidence?
Yes.
Any questions?
No.
Based on your waiver of rights, plea of guilty, submission of the charges to the court, approved in case number 18 CR 23. I find you guilty in count one of the admitted charge of attempted theft over $250,000 since you served 8 years and 30%, finding $800. Count two, I find you guilty of theft over $60,000 as charged since you served 8 years and 30%, finding $800. Count three, I find you guilty of official misconduct and since you served 2 years at 30%, and fine you $200. And 18 CR 23, I order you to pay the Rogersville Water Department $10,991.99, and that is the amount that they're out of pocket after insurance. Now, you understand the insurance company could go after you. You understand that, for what they had done.
I do.
All right. I also order you to pay, overtime pay of $193,635. Your fines total $1,800 in that case. And case number 18 CR 24, finding guilty of theft over $60,000. Count one, Class B felony as charged. Since you served 8 years at 30%, we can fine you $800. Count two, I find you guilty of forgery over $60,000 since you served 8 years at 30%, and fine you $800. Count three, the 57 of murder in the one count, Class C felony, violation of the Water Control Act. I send you Class C felony, since you served 2 years at 30%, fine you $200. The agreement is 18 CR 23, count one and two are concurrent with each other for 8 years. And count three, the 2 year sentence is consecutive for 10 years. In 18 CR 24, count one and two will be concurrent with count one and two and 23. With the 2 year sentence in count three for violation of the Water Control Act will be consecutive to your effective 10 years in 18 CR 23. So that's going to be an effective sentence of 12 years. You have $3,600 total fines. We'll have restitution of $64,800 to the Hawkins County School System, $10,991.99 to Rogersville Water Department, plus $193,635 overtime. If you're rendered infamous, that means you're now convicted felon. If you're possessing a firearm as a felony, and the agreement is split confinement sentence 12 years, you have to serve a year, and at the end of when you're released from custody, state probation will notify the court to set a restitution hearing so they'll know what to collect each year. So I'll give you credit for any time that you have served in before you make bond, you get credit for that, and you get custody services.
Thank you, Your Honor. President, can I ask one question? If I go away this much, is there any COVID in Hawkins County Jail?
Excuse me?
Is there any COVID in the Hawkins County Jail?
I don't know that.
Well,
I know.
yes, he should be put in jail right now.
Well, the sheriff told me Friday that they haven't had it.
Okay, yes.
That was on Friday. Sullivan County has it, some of these other counties have had it, but the sheriff told me Friday that they hadn't had it, so I don't.
I trust you, I just simply, I'm trying to protect him, I don't want to send him in that.
Understand what you're saying. All right, you're going to custody.
Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, we're always looking up to the doctor. I'm not seeing a doctor this morning, Brad Adams.